Hello YouTubers, we're back on this 2009 Chevy 4x4. It's a 4.8 and today we're going to be doing the wheel bearing. And let me show you what it's doing. You look in here and you can kind of hear the bearings all loose in there. And it's also harder to roll, so you won't spin that much. And when we go to this side will spin real good. See? And back to this side. Spin it. Stops real quick. I'm going to take off the caliper and brakes and the bracket all together, hang it up there with the bungee cord. I'm going to disconnect the ABS wire. We're going to pop it out of here. And we might have to do the bottom, but I think I can lean it enough to get that CV axle out and then go through the back and start working on the wheel bearing. We'll have to take this rotor off, and it's got that little screw. I hate these little screws. Hope it doesn't give us trouble. So I'm gonna shoot it with penetrating oil, WD-40. All right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna go ahead and take that little screw off. All that does is hold the rotor in place so it doesn't wobble around, like when they're making the vehicle in the assembly line. When it goes to the next guy, they don't want this rotor flapping around, so they put one of those. I get rid of them when it's my car, but I'll put it back for the customer. But these will get you in trouble. There's a lot of people that try to, this calls for a T30, I believe. Yeah, and some have a Phillips shape here. And a lot of people get in trouble because they're real tight on it. They try to regular hand Phillips and they strip them, then they're screwed, or they think they are. They start drilling, which is more work. So you need to invest in one of these. I've showed them before. Impact screwdriver. Mine, I'm gonna have to use an adapter because I don't have a T30 that's a 1/2 inch. All I got is a 3/8, so I'm going from a 1/2 inch to a 3/8 adapter here. And I'm putting my, the way this works, when you hit it, the impact, the shock breaks it loose, and it also turns automatically. When you hit it with the hammer, it also turns. This way you won't strip that little booger. See how tight that son of a biscuit is? Look, it's not even loose yet. Nope. Dang. This is gonna take a while, guys, and you wanna, yeah, there it goes. See, it finally got loose. Now, if you try doing that with a regular Phillips, you're gonna strip the head on this thing. Even hitting it with that has kind of scared me, but we're good. No, nothing got stripped. So just remember that, and you can throw it away. I do, but I know customers want it back on there, so I'm gonna leave it on there for the customer. And go ahead and turn the wheel to the left, guys. Make yourself some room here. Don't be fighting it. And just get in a comfortable position. I tell my boys that when they work, they're over here trying to do this number, and I go, get in there right where you got leverage and you're comfortable. Don't be stretching, trying to do it, you know, in an awkward position. And I'm using this, let me find the box real quick. It's inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap because I do like Hypertough. It's got a 300 luminous, and I'm trying it out. I've got a real nice one, but that other one's rechargeable, so I'll use this one. The batteries go down, I'll switch to the rechargeable one, and when that one goes down, I'll switch to this. It's a good lamp. I used it last night. I helped the guy that was stranded traveling from Phoenix to Missouri. Did the same thing, did a wheel bearing out on the parking lot, and it worked real good. So I probably need to change batteries, but let's take this off real quick. Let me show you what I'm getting at here. I'm going for this bolt and this bolt right here, which will take off this brake caliper and the bracket off. Yeah, I'm fixing to go get one of them headlamps for my brother. They're like $7.88, real inexpensive, and it does a good job. Okay, make sure it doesn't fall. Hold it and just wiggle it out. You know what? I'm gonna take a screwdriver and spread that up. Those pistons. I'm gonna take a screwdriver, which I should have done first, and kind of spread those pistons. So it'll make this easier to come out. Just compress it in. And see, that helped out. There's the whole unit. You get the bungee cord. Make sure don't drop it because it is heavy. And if it doesn't break, it might break your damn toe. If the part don't break, your toe might break. Should be wearing my steel toe. I've got these worn out tennis shoes that I need to go buy me some more. They're done. Got holes in them and stuff. I'm not kidding, guys. Check that out. Ta-da. That one out. Now we can take this. That's gonna be less weight we gotta deal with. On the side there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this. Right here, all I did was just unplug it. Just press on this back here. This doesn't have one. It's broken. That's why he had all kinds of tape on it. Now I see why. Anyway, you should have a little button back here, a little plastic tab. Push it in and it pops out. And this, just stick a screwdriver anywhere in here. Pry it open. Open it. If it breaks, zip tie time. Okay, I'm gonna do this outer tie rod first. You want to straighten out these. It was folded down, so I just kind of straighten them out. Grab some dikes and just work it out. And there, have that out. And you're gonna do the same. Oh, this one doesn't have one, just the bolt. Cool, that'll work. Now we're gonna use 21 millimeter up here. And if it spins, I'll have to put pressure on top. Hopefully it won't spin. Good, came out. Okay, now we're gonna do the upper control arm nut, which is an 18. And I've got a swivel so we can get in there. Let's line up in there. You're in there good. Hopefully I didn't get in your way. And be careful when you use a swivel or a wobble. These things, especially on the swivels, if you pop off the nut, these things will flop around and fly off and break somebody's teeth. It hasn't happened to me, but I've came close to it and I heard stories about it. Okay, now let's see. Let's take this big old nut off on the CV axle. A 36 millimeter. Okay, once you do that, there should be a washer. Some have it, some don't. So go washer. And then what I like to do is I like to hammer this, just tap it to see if it's gonna go in. Yeah, just to see if it's gonna go in. And this one is, that kind of tells you if you're gonna be in for a pain in the rear or not, and I'm not. That means that's not stuck, that's not rusted on there. It moves back and forth. Look, real easy. So, well, we're good. Okay, I got some earmuffs because we're gonna beat the tar out of this. Now we're gonna hit it right here, and hopefully this will come loose. Unless it's already loose. No, it's not. Right here. And sometimes they're that easy, and sometimes you're gonna be there banging on it for a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And now we're gonna do the same up here. Make sure we got this in there. And I left the bolt in there, a few threads. Well, this one already came out. Heck yeah. Let me grab my big prying bar. And here, it's gonna get a little bit tricky. Not too bad, but I'm gonna push down, get that nut out completely. Release it. Might have to go up somehow. And push that CV axle in. Don't let it come with this knuckle or it'll pop it out of the joint here. And then you're just gonna have to pop it back in. Get in there. There we go. Work it out. Work it, work it. And you're gonna expose these 1, 2, 3 bolts that you're gonna have to take out so you can take the hub. You might have to do some hammering. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. Once we remove these 3 bolts in the back, all this hub's gonna come out. You don't worry about these because the new one comes with this, so I'm just gonna leave it connected. It's the ABS sensor, and you've got like an L wrench in there that'll take it off. But good thing about it, we're not gonna have to probably worry about it. Make sure you remember the orientation of this dust cover, or you're gonna have hell. You won't have hell, just be on there wrong. So let's get those 3 in the back, and they're 15 millimeter. And I'm thinking it's gonna be stuck on there, so I don't think it'll fall out. Some will just fall out, and I don't have my steel toe boots on, so I'm just gonna keep my feet out of the way. First one. Uno. Dos. And tres. No, it's I felt it move a little bit, but we're good. Switch the camera around. Okay, let's lift it up. Whoa. Wiggle it. Okay, wasn't able to hold it. Too much of a weakling. Again, like I said, let me get this. It was in like this. Line up the holes in. That opening comes in through the top. It's easy to get it confused. Try to put it like that. It might work, but yeah, you won't be able to get the ABS wire through there. So remember the orientation. Now I'm gonna clean this up. Here's the old one. It feels rough. You can hear that roughness. It's not supposed to do that. You can feel them bearings. You can feel it grinding. And here's the new one. Comes with the wire cable, and look how it turns real smooth. You don't hear those bearings grinding. It's a little stiff because it's brand new. It's fresh off the press, and we'll put it on here as soon as I clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna take a wire brush, knock off some of that rust. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. Okay, I got the right one. Wear safety goggles and don't breathe this stuff. Had to grab the electric one with the cord. Okay, I hooked it up back on the upper control arm so I can be able to clean it. That is good enough. Knocked off a lot of rust. While it's still hooked up to the upper control arm, I'm going to try to put the new one in there so it'll hold it and I can start the bolt from the back. So it's going to go one bolt. And I'm barely sticking them through there just to hold this dust cover in place. And it's not the, let me bust that little zip tie. Okay, it's probably gonna take a few tries. Let me put this in a little bit further. Just getting the wire through there. This up. See, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Let's try again. Plan B. All right. Maybe this will work better. One in there. Working on the second one down here. Got that one in there. Working on the third one. That's being stubborn. It's always the last one that gets you. There. Okay, I just want to tighten them all the way with my hand so I can release it from the upper control arm and plop this down and give us room to tighten these with the impact gun and get that CV axle in there. That's what I'm hoping. Not gonna give us a hard time is that CV axle. All I was doing is tightening these 3 bolts by hand. They're tight now. That's holding on there good. Now, take a crowbar, press down on this upper control arm, and take that nut out. Ta-da! And I have to lift it up a little bit. Let's go around and tighten these 4 or 3 bolts. Okay, hopefully we did it right. Let's see. Don't tell me I got it in there wrong and now we have to take it all off again. Nope, that looks good. Put the headlamp so I can see what's up, what's up. Let's get the CV axle in. Oh, good, good. They give us a hard time. Okay, now that we got this in, let's leave it there. Bring the camera up. I hope I can catch all this in the video. Okay, we're putting the CV axle in there. Okay. Now that I have the CV axle in there, I don't really want to let it drop. Raise this up, get the upper control arm in there. Once it's in there, we now have to go down. Be able to put that nut in here. There we go. Get that CV axle out of the way. tighten this up. Got that. Just so we can get everything kind of set in place. All right, should be easy now. All the hard stuff is done. Let's put this one in here. And this kind of ticks me off. You know, I'm not the type of guy that goes around blaming people. I screw up too before. But I just did this outer tie rod and it's torn. He took it to the alignment and I can tell this is twisted where they aligned it. And I'm serious, they must have busted it because I've got the video where I did it and it's not busted. I sent it off with a good boot and now it's torn. I'll let him know about it, but I know he's gonna be pissed because he's just paid to get it aligned and now he's gonna have to pay again unless he's got that lifetime alignment. Dang it. All right, now we start putting it back together. Push this up there. Put this nut back on there, which was 21. Just make sure we aligned. With that hole a little bit more. Perfect. Take the Carter pin. Get it in there. Mix in. Need to tap it in there. There. Now we just split the legs. And the other one the other way. Okay, now I'm going to turn the wheel so we can get to this back one. And if you remember, this one we had to use a swivel. Okay, when you put the rotor back on, if you're going to use that worthless little screw that's in there, make sure you line up. Where's it at? That. I can't talk and do this. That hole with the hole that's in there to hold that screw. You might have to manhandle it. Don't be afraid. Don't have mercy on it. It doesn't have any mercy for you. So beat the crap out of that rotor. You have to. Take that and that. And we'll clean that off as soon as we put the caliper and brakes on. These are heavy, so be careful and don't hurt yourself. So they had everything ready, huh? We're here reaching for the bolt. And you can see the brake pads are in there. It's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. That's why I took it all off together, so I wouldn't have to mess with the caliper separate. And then mess with the bracket, or mess with the bracket first, then the caliper. All right, it's in. We're in. Let's grab the gun. Make sure you do them by hand first. You don't want to cross thread anything, and they grab. So now we get the impact, and that's gonna be an 18. close my eyes when I don't have my goggles, so no metal will fly into my eyeballs. Went around and turned the wheel. Okay. Now we've got that tight. Double check your work. We got those two tight. We got that one tight. We got this one tight. You want the wheel to come off on your customer. We got that tight. You need to rerun this. Oh, it's got a one already, so I'll pop this one out and save it for me. Great, that one does, it's not in the right position either. Nope, I guess we're gonna have to use both of them. I hate when they do that, it doesn't even match. It's the right one, but it just doesn't line up. Anyway, just plug this in and zip tie. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. Run it through there. You'll see that. Was it too high? No, I think it was okay. And this, it doesn't even have a bracket for it. Just gonna have to take it off. Zip tie it in. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to roll. I'm gonna put the tire on. I gotta leave. My son wants me to go pick him up, so I'm just gonna put the tire on and then we'll be done. Thanks for watching, and like always, I really appreciate you, and God bless.